Hi guys, it's reaction time. It's retro reaction time. We're going back. Casanova, Don't Talk About Love. I haven't heard of this band before. German rock band. 1991 this song came off the self-titled album Casanova. In this band, Michael Voss, vocals and guitar, Mad Max, the band Mad Max. Michael Urich on the drums from the band Warlock. Stephen Neumeyer on the guitar and Jürgen Attic on the bass. Subscriber asked for this one, SZKCS. Not the easiest letters to pronounce, I've just found out. But yeah, I mean, man, I love going back. I love going back, especially early 90s stuff, because, you know, there's a lot that I did miss, you know, when the scene started changing for rock and metal. Obviously, I missed a lot of stuff, and 99% of stuff I've heard, which you guys have asked for, out of that early 90s period, has not been disappointed. It's just been a bit underground, I suppose, because of the time period. 1991, this one. So, without further ado, Casanova, Don't Talk About Love. Oh yeah.
You play with anyone like you played with me so far. Now you got what you want. Do you think that you're a star? In the mirror I see you rise. Hell is raining down on me. I sweat with every breath. So don't keep playing tricks on me. Now I'm walking lonely through a nightmare. My nightmare is you.
Another one, man. Just some brilliant melodic hard rock in the early 90s. I mean, man, it just seems like, if anything, it matched or was even better. It had a bit of extra class than the stuff that came out of the 80s, and just added a little bit more on. It just has a little bit of sleaze to it, I would say. Just a little bit, you know, with those sort of the backing vocals in the chorus. It gives you a little bit of a sleaze feel, and the way the sort of the riffs are. But just amazing stuff, man. I mean, it's just, there's just endless stuff. I mean, you guys have asked for so much out of the early 90s that I'd never heard of. Because I was just in a different, you know, following different music. And like a lot of people say to me, it just wasn't, you know, in the press. It wasn't pushed forward in the magazines, the Kerrang and all that. They were pushing out, you know, some great stuff, you know, Alice in Chains and stuff like that, which is brilliant. But, you know, it was in a different period then. So, like, you know, all those bands had been and gone, and you didn't hear about them. They wasn't promoting them. Although some of them were as good, if not better, than the stuff that was in the 80s. So that's pretty amazing. It's amazing stuff. It really is. Some of the stuff you guys have suggested is, like I said, 99% of it has been fantastic. It really has. And it, again, I've got to say, I know I'm a repeated fucking, like, a stuck record, but it does upset me because, you know, I could have been listening to this stuff. It might not have grabbed me back then because you're younger, aren't you? You get turned on to different stuff and you start listening to different stuff, and it might not have appealed to me. But obviously, where the sort of music industry is sort of, there's so many genres about it. It's a bit for everyone now, isn't there, in rock and metal? You know, if you want to listen to melodic hard rock, it's there. If you want to listen to death metal, it's there. Black metal, it's there. You know, you want to listen to more modern sort of heavy rock and metal, you got that as well. Do you know what I mean? There's just something for everyone. There really is. So that's the cool thing about now, is that these bands, you know, if you want to listen to them, you can get to listen to them, and you get to know about them all. So very cool indeed. I love this song. Casanova, Don't Talk About Love. Let's listen to the rest. Brilliant. Wow, man, what a song. What a fucking song. I love the gallop. It's got a brilliant gallop to it. The solo was just outstanding. It was just so classy, the solo, so melodic. It's just like, man, I think how many years ago that was, man. And you're just thinking, like, these bands that are out now, I'm loving it, by the way. The bands that are out now, like, especially the Swedish bands, are really, like, fucking leading the way in this sort of music. You know, in this sort of music, it is this sort of stuff. But, you know, this is as good as, you'd be happy if someone like, I would, if Crazy Licks or Crash Diet brought something out like this. I'd be fucking happy with that. I just think it's just fits perfectly in with it now. The production might be a little bit muddier than now, but apart from that, you know, even bands now though, have you noticed bands are starting to make their production sound older on purpose, especially vocally, using some sort of echoey, sort of more echoey effects on vocals now. The Vampira album being a good example of that. Almost doing it on purpose to give a early 80s feel, if you like, or even an early 90s, you know, because obviously this is a good example of that. But absolutely fantastic. Loved it, man. Casanova, Don't Talk About Love. What a great recommendation. I'll see you soon.